Hello, welcome to this week's Monkey Nut Punch podcast with me, your host, Gareth, and Keith, my co-host, who can only be described as a man who, yeah, just big. It's big on everything. Big all round. You know what they say? Keith? I had a new saying today. I've been saving it just for now. Goes as follows. Once you go ginger, you're going to need a new minge.
Oh dear. I made a ginger crack earlier. My wife was complaining about finding a grey hair, and I said, I went grey at freaking 20, so what are you complaining about? And I go, it's in the genes. My dad went grey at 20, but he was lucky because he was ginger. She didn't get the joke, but I thought it was funny. Yeah, anyway, thanks for that. How you been?
I've been alright. Stuff going on as normal. But I went and saw Jurassic Park Rebirth and The Naked Gun. I've also been watching Neil Gaiman's Sandman Season 2, which I forgot existed. I'll be honest with you.
I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things. It exists. And then I watched the first episode of Wednesday. And yeah, Dexter. I've been watching Dexter Resurrected, which is fucking brilliant. Really is brilliant. And I just love the way it's like kind of he's the guy who kills serial killers, and he's at a serial killer convention for all intents and purposes. So it's like, okay, now who comes there? And it was great because there's a twist in this episode recently, and I was like, I knew it. I knew it was a twist. I knew it was going to happen, and it happened. And I was like, good. I like that. And it's great because Dexter was like, fuck, of course.
I haven't. I don't think that's streaming here at the moment. So it's. But I've still. It's your fault. I'm on season 6 of Deep Space Nine.
Oh, okay.
And I've slowed down because I was thinking, oh God, I'm coming to the end. And I'm going to miss this again. So I've slowed down. And I'm on sort of started watching Wednesday. So I watched the first episode of that. I quite like Wednesday. I did watch this week's episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and I've decided that it's now just totally lame. Whatever writer they had in last season that wrote some decent stories has obviously departed, and now it's just fully sunk into mediocrity. And the way these characters speak and the way they act, and I'm getting irritated by it now. And it's not an age thing. It is not an age thing because we'll get into it because we've got a Star Trek story. So let's get into the news and we can talk about Star Trek.
All right, it's a video bump. Which one shall we have? We will have. Oh, hang on, because it's episode 350.
I need about 350.
350.
I tell you what, this week's South Park episode, they literally ripped off. So, I mean, they ripped off Love Island. So you remember the little dwarf, right? So they basically took
Mysterious.
the dwarf,
Yeah.
and stuck JD Vance's head on him. So you had Trump as like Saddam, I love you, which still. I love the fact they brought that back. And then they had JD Vance as this small Love Island character who offers to rub baby oil into Satan's backside.
Okay.
It's genius this week, South Park. Genius. Anyway, let's get into the story.
All right, let's go again.
Well.
A swirling rumour has emerged claiming that Star Trek Starfleet Academy, the upcoming Star Trek series set to premiere on Paramount Plus in the early 2026, has already been cancelled before the first episode has even aired. Speculation stems from a YouTube podcast that echoed by entertainment sites such as Cosmic News and other fan-driven vlogs, citing the trailer's low reception and high production costs as a possible reason. But official reports show the show a very different story. Season 2 was greenlit last year as a possible reason, But official reports show very different story. Sorry, I've gone back and read the same thing. Yeah, I think so. Kurtzman's got this fucking how can I put it, knack of announcing shows that haven't been greenlit, which then forces the studio into greenlighting things. So I'll give you an example. Strange New Worlds, that was one. That was that no one asked for that. That was not on the table. Nothing was going to happen, and it was only the fact that I think it was Akiva Goldsman or whatever his name was having a dispute with him at the time and wanted to do his own show, that he was given that show, which is not the way to deal with things. You either make them make up or kick one of them out, which would have been Kurtzman. So
there
given
was
that,
a bit of demand for Strange New Worlds, only because out of Discovery Season 2, the only thing that people liked was Captain Pike.
yeah, and they latched onto that to do it. And the same thing with Section 31. They did Section 31. That was announced, what was it, mid Season 2 of Discovery? No one had greenlit that.
It was announced as a series, never got made, finally made it into a film, and it is arguably the worst Star Trek project ever done.
Yeah.
I mean, it is diabolically bad. And I mean, I couldn't even sit through it, and that's the first time I've never been able to sit through anything of Trek. I mean, I've sat through... Oh, well, that's not entirely true. I didn't like Lower Decks that much, but I get why some people do. I couldn't get through Lower Decks because it's not my kind of humour. But even Strange New Worlds has sunk into... It's just bad. And it's written by people that just clearly have either just got out of college or never left LA in their lives. And they think the entire world behaves and acts like this. And you get these people that bitch and go, oh, Star Trek's always been progressive. Yeah, it has. It's true. It has. Yeah. Deep Space Nine is probably one of the most progressive series ever made, right? But here's the difference. It was written by humans who had morals, who understood that this was set in the future. So they kind of, if you listen to how all of the characters speak, it's slightly otherworldly. It's slightly... I mean, you look at like Odo, you look at like a lot of these characters, there's almost a Shakespearean twist to it, and the way that they speak. These characters in this speak like high school Californians, and it's noticeable, it's dreadful, and it's nauseating.
Would you say the dialogue sounds a little Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Worse. Ooh. And at least the characters in Buffy the Vampire Slayer had morals. Yeah. These people do not behave like Starfleet. At all.
I don't watch Strange New Worlds because I saw a few things on it and it just went, this is going to be shit. And you're like, kind of, no, watch it. And then you made me watch an episode where they developed, some planet develops a warp drive without actually developing a warp drive. And I was like, I watched that and I went, this isn't very good. If I put this up against Deep Space Nine or Voyager or TNG or the original, it loses. The Enterprise too loses against that because they were far more interesting TV shows. The thing I think is their big problem, and it's going to be ironic saying this, is actual diversity. Because when you had the original series, if you look at the people behind there, you had lawyers and scientists and psychologists and ex-military people writing for them, yeah, which were a real group of diverse people who'd seen a lot across the world. And because they've seen a lot across the world, they had some experience where these people, as you're right, they've never left California. And because they've never left California, they've never been exposed to other cultures, they've got the how can I put it, the presentism kind of mentality that everything is like what it is there. History is like what it is there. The other cultures, and not understanding that other cultures are different. Yeah, the Italians are different to the English are different to the Dutch different to the Finnish different to the Americans, and the Americans different to the New Zealanders. That's the way it is, yeah? But they don't know that. And it's odd, because they talk about diversity and whatnot. They don't run with it, and they don't understand it, and they don't properly embrace it. So if we turn around and go, right, you know what? We're going to make you comply to your own fucking words. You're not doing it, because all you're doing is you've got a room full of people who look different but think the same. And because they think the same, and they have no talent, more importantly, They have no talent, yeah, and they've had no experience in other places. These are really terrible writers, and it kind of feels like they're from the, don't take this the wrong way, the Kevin Smith film of film writing, yeah.
Oh no, I don't take that the wrong way now. I was a huge Kevin Smith fan back in the day. He had a heart attack and went off the wall. He just went off the reservation. He kind of let the California in. And I find these days find him very difficult to watch and listen to. I mean, you're absolutely the way I described Star Trek was Star Trek. It was progressive. It just was. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't trying to be. It just was. Roddenberry's dream was it was built from that ground up. That was in its DNA. Whereas modern Trek, it's not in its DNA. It's all about trying to be like that and pointing a great big neon sign. And it's almost like these people are truly nasty people trying to mask it as progression. Whereas the people that wrote Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Next Gen, Enterprise were mainly decent people. Were they perfect? No. But it didn't try to shine a light on its progression. It just was. You just... The Federation had abolished monetary, and they went on that. It abolished judgment on things. And sometimes, they used alien races to sort of highlight things like, the Ferengris were meant to represent greed and what's wrong with the monetary world, although the Ferengris in Deep Space Nine became so much more than that. Quark just became actually a fully quite likable character in a way. And
so he's quite close to the merchant, supposed to be quite close to the Merchant of Venice sort of character. And
you listen to the way these characters speak, and it doesn't sound like it's in the future. It sounds like it's now. They care about things that we are told we should care about now. And it's just like, in this week's episode, that this silly cow nurse, and I mean she's horrible actually. I mean, she's not a very nice person, and she puts the whole crew at risk. And you're just watching this going, none of the characters, you would, Dax wouldn't have done that. Like, they might have got, Worf might have gone off on one at times, but he knew where the line was, right? None of these characters would have done that. And when they realised that people could die, they would radio in the ship. They wouldn't, if anybody was going to, they would call the captain. It's up to the captain. Kirk, even Janeway probably would have skirted around the rules, but it would have been the captain's decision or the first, the commander's decision. But this is all concerned with relationships and love triangles and things. Star Trek was never about that. Yeah, okay, you had relationships in it. You had the Dax and Worf marriage. You had the B'Elanna Torres and Tom Paris relationship, but that was never the central focus of it. It was like a beeline story to. And yet this is the centre fucking, the Spock Nurse Chapel fucking, some Irish what's-it character that's just a dickhead, right, has been brought into this. And that's the centre of the story. And that Spock is making emotional decisions, right, because he can't, because she's jilted him. And it's just like, this is what modern Star Trek is. You see, here's the thing. I can believe that Academy is going to get cancelled because they've spent, like all of the Kurtzman Trek series, they've spent a fortune on it and it's shit, right? Terry Matalis comes in, makes Picard Season 3 for a fucking fraction of the cost of one season of Discovery. A fucking fraction. In fact, its budget was like 25% of Picard Season 2. That's the best Trek in 20 years. So somebody at Paramount is surely fucking finally going, why are we spending all this money on this when people are just not watching and not liking it? Why?
I think that's the case. Plus, you have to remember they've got their merger coming up too. So they're merging with Skydance. Skydance don't want to be wasting money on something that's not going anywhere. No vanity. We have no room or no money for vanity projects. We need to be making cash. That's it. That's the long and the short of it is when it comes to these things, they need to be making the moolah and getting things sorted.
Did this thing of like the writers like thinking that Trekkies just love references, that geeks just love references, that we get off on references. It's partly true, but we get off on references when it's good, right? But when it's bad, we don't care how many references you throw in there. So like in the trailer, throwing in the whole bloody Benjamin Sisko thing, they thought, oh, they'll love it. They'll fucking, they'll slap that up. And we've gone, don't fucking touch him. Your reaction is the reaction that everybody's had. Don't you fucking leave him alone, right? And a lot of people have said that in the comments of this trailer. It looks dreadful. It's set in the Discovery universe, and yes, there is Discovery fans, but they are in their minority. Most of them are arseholes, and every time you attack the show, they come back at you like fierce cats trapped in a corner. They are violent, vile people that like Discovery. I'm sorry, but and most of these Discovery fans are very, very violent and volatile. And I question anybody's fucking sanity that on taste that likes Discovery. It's objectively bad. And it is not Star Trek, right? There are things in Star Trek's DNA, right? Humanity. It just is progressive. You don't have to shout about it. You don't have to shine a light on it. It just is. Because it was written by people that actually, truly believe in this stuff. Not by people who act like it to virtue signal. To act like it. But actually, most of you people are fucking bigots and racists in their own right. These leftists, are so fucking far left that they come around to the right. Right? And that's how they behave. And it's on screen in Star Trek all the time. It's not progressive. It's not. The hate is on screen there. It's there. It comes from a position of hate. And when Star Trek was originally made, it didn't come from that. It just was. And it didn't shine a sign because it. And there is a key difference between trying and just being. And that's what Trek was. And the more I've watched Deep Space Nine, and I understand why people got upset by Deep Space Nine, but actually watching it all these years later, they are the most human characters out of all the Trek show. And you're absolutely right that it was the best.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
There is some good news, though. One of the head writers, creators behind Enterprise has been working on an Archer series for the last few years with What's-His-Face. And it's rumoured that Skydance are interested. Not a Kurtzman project. Not anybody involved with it project. This is direct Skydance coming to him.
I just really hope that when Paramount and Skydance merge, that they turn around and say, anyone who had anything to do with J.J. Abrams, gone. We don't want anything to do with you. He cost us $500 million and delivered us fuck all. Yeah? Actually, no, he delivered us one TV show that got cancelled and pushed out onto Amazon, and no one liked it.
What I suspect is, we'll know, right, because season 2 of Academy is meant to go into production at the end of 2025. I don't think we're going to see that. I think what it is that somebody's gone, right, let's see how it performs before we, go full steam ahead with season 2. You can write season 2. You can, begin pre-production and scout for sets and things like that, but we're not going to go into production until we see how it performs. And I think that's more what's going on.
I watched a great interview with, I can't remember his name, Joseph Maluli or something, who was working on Stargate Atlantis, and they had season 6 all planned out. They had all the storylines, everything all planned out before before the end of the other season. Before it cancelled, and one of the stories in there was what was it? I can't remember, but it was around Jason Momoa's character, and he was supposed to go off, and the reason he was supposed to go off, it was supposed to go off on one like a crazed warlord, which would have been an interesting one, and then they were going to introduce some new bad guys too. They had their version of the Borg in there that was on one of the episodes where the Daedalus was jumping through universes. But he literally ran through the entire season. He had the whole thing plotted out, and I'm like, I find that amazing because you've got Netflix TV shows, and they haven't got all that shit planned out. He had enough for like 2-3 Netflix shows there. But as I said, I don't like the way TV is run. The other way was better. It was annoying because stuff would get cancelled, but you'd get like 22 episodes and then it'd get cancelled, with the exception of say Firefly. But yeah, looking back historically wise, you can understand why Firefly got cancelled and had nothing to do with story or this, that, and the other, and everything to do with say the creator and him pissing people off.
Firefly was good.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our next story.
Hans Bricks? Oh no!
Exciting news from Netflix's One Piece Day event. The streaming giant has unveiled its first look at Season 2 of its live-action One Piece series, and it's even more thrilling. Season 3 has already been officially renewed, with production set later this year in Cape Town, South Africa. This early renewal comes from a change in leadership. Joe Trax will continue into Season 3, will be joined by Ian Stokes, co-showrunner, following the early exits of showrunner Matt Owens. Sorry, I had to hold on that one. With the Straw Hat Pirate venturing further into the Grand Line in Season 2, and the future is firmly secure. The story is full steam ahead on Netflix.
It did really, really well in Season 1, and it's taken... And again, I'm awfully critical because they've lost some goodwill in the time that they've taken to produce a Season 2. It was very well cast. Luffy, the guy that plays Luffy, is extremely likable. Like, they bought out some Lego sets, right? And they bought out the ship. Sold out here within the first day. You can't get it for love nor money, and I actually wanted one because I kind of like Lego pirate ships, and it was cool. Can't get it for love nor money. I'm glad that they seem to be learning though, because they've already greenlit a Season 3, which means that is going into production, which means we might actually get it towards Christmas of 2026, which would be good, or 2027, because I think Season 2 is going to drop next year, which would put it at nearly 3 years, and that's ridiculous.
Michael.
It's ridiculous.
That's again what we were talking about in the last section, where TV shows are not being made the way they used to be.
No.
Yeah, and this model of fuck it, we do it when we like isn't the way TV should be made. It's obnoxious from a viewer's habit. Plus, at the same time, too, any momentum from One Piece has gone. Yeah,
well,
like a year, 18 months max.
It's hugely popular in certain circles, and that will be kept on. But the casual viewer will have forgotten it, and Netflix relies quite substantially on casual viewers. It's like, I mean, how many years since fucking Stranger Things? Nearly 4, I think. I mean, it's ridiculous.
They're all driving themselves to work. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I know. I mean, it makes me laugh.
That's the strange thing about Stranger Things. They're all driving themselves to work. Before they have to get the mum and dad to take them, but now they're taking themselves.
It's insane. But it just is interesting that they've renewed it before it's even got us. Season 2's even aired. Trailer looks good. I really enjoyed the first season of this, despite a couple of things. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Season 2 looks good. Glad that they've actually come to their senses and already greenlit a Season 3. Let's see what happens. But yeah, it's good news. I just thought I'd include it.
Yeah, it's they've got some new characters. I don't know any of these characters. They got Miss Wednesday, Miss All Day Sunday. Sounds like breakfast. Captain Smoker, Brogy. I have no idea who these people are. But that changeover from showrunner, maybe that's what was causing it to happen. Maybe they're expecting it not to work. It's funny because Cowboy Bebop, failed miserably because it didn't respect the source material. But the guy who's responsible for One Piece was quite insistent. According to the actor who plays Luffy, or whatever his name, the main character, he's because he met him in person and he won't show his face to anyone, which just makes him a bit enigmatic and a bit more interesting. But he was very protective over his property, and I do not blame him. And I think it's working in regards to making sure stuff's protected.
The kid that plays Luffy really does work. I mean, and again, I'll say at least the people at Harry Potter, and we've got a lot to say about Harry Potter, but at least they've got their heads screwed on it. They've said we're doing this over 10 years. So, okay, it's not quite the 7 years, but you can understand something that big is going to take a while. But we are going to do this, so you're not going to get 2-year, 3-year gaps between seasons. Yeah. Interestingly, Audible are doing their own version of Harry Potter, re-recording it with over 200 bloody actors. The kid that's playing Hermione has been cast in the Audible version.
Oh.
And guess who is... And when I found out who was McGonagall, I'm like, she should have been cast in the live action. Michelle Gomez is doing McGonagall.
Yeah, I know. Tanith was telling me the other day.
Fucking genius. Genius.
She could also do a Bellatrix Lestrange.
She could, but I would actually quite like her as McGonagall. I like Michelle Gomez, and she can do it. I mean, unfortunately, she's had to put out a statement about supporting LGBTQ. Please, can we get over this? Right? Just because somebody chooses to act in Harry Potter doesn't mean they're anti-trans, anti-gay. It just means they're doing a job. And the people on the internet, these people that are fucking having a go at Sydney Sweeney. Oh, Sydney Sweeney's a registered Republican. Fuck off. All of you, fuck off and get lives. And stop bitching about this on the internet. You sad people. Sorry.
I think what it is they are under... These people are under the impression that if we don't care about it, if we don't love it, yeah, we must hate it, rather than... We couldn't give two shits. That's what that's what they misunderstand. Yeah, big deal. It's not a big deal. It was a big deal 20 years ago. Not anymore. We don't care. Just get on with your life. You don't bother me, I won't bother you. And they get under that. So they get over that because they think us having that not caring attitude is hate, and it's not. It's just not giving a shit. You're not important enough for us to think about you. I'm sorry. And with that, let's go on to the next one. Oh, hang on a second.
What?
Big news from the world of cinema. Dave Bautista is in final talks to portray the iconic Kurgan in the upcoming Highlander reboot, joined by a stellar cast led by Henry Cavill as Connor McLeod and Russell Crowe as his mentor figure Ramirez. In the directed by John Wick's mastermind Chad Stahelski, reimagined franchise is shooting across the UK and Hong Kong with principal photography set to begin in September 2025. The film is being developed under Amazon MGM Studios and offers a modern twist on the immortal duels, a rich mythology, and dramatic swordplay. Modern twist is a little worrying. But then again, it's got Henry Cavill in it, and the guy's doing John Wick, and Dave Bautista. He's fairly neutral person. Clancy Brown as the Kurgan in Highlander was fucking brilliant. Mm-hmm. He really was. Mm-hmm. Yes.
But Bautista's quite an interesting choice. It is being done by the John Wick guy, and it has got Henry respect the source material Cavill. Yeah. Who actually left the series because they didn't, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what happened, right? Despite them not really, admitting to that. I'm quite looking forward to this. I didn't know about it until I saw this story, and I went, "Ew!"
I knew about it because I heard about the Russell Crowe casting. Because there's a funny comment that Russell Crowe made about Henry Cavill. They filmed some... I can't remember what the film was. They filmed something at his school, yeah? And then he came back, and there were people asking him for advice and whatnot, and he had asked him for advice previously. And he met Henry Cavill. He goes, "Do you remember me from last time we met?" He went, "No." "I'll give you a clue. Fat Cavill." He went, "Oh my God, you've lost weight." I love the fact that he was known as Fat Cavill at school. That's great. That's absolutely great. Keith, there's still hope for you.
But it's a great. I mean, Russell Crowe's obviously played his daddy before, so or mentor daddy. I mean, he was Joel in Superman, wasn't he? Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like this. I didn't know about this. I'm up for this now. I kind of like the original Highlander. I'm kind of, yeah, this could be quite good. Henry Cavill, Dave Bautista,
Yeah.
Russell Crowe, yeah. John Wick director, yeah, that works for me.
I
Sounds like a manly
imagine
film.
I imagine they've got some twist on the sword fighting, a new way of filming it, or a new way of performing it, and that's what we've got there. So I don't know if it's gonna be like wire work or just really quite like frenetic sort of thing.
Talking of wire work, have you seen all the images coming out of Glasgow this week?
Yes.
How fucking cool does it look? The fact that they're doing it practically is kind of cool. I mean, and that's him. That is Tom Holland on the freaking rig doing that shit. Oh, man. And he's getting paid millions to do that. To actually almost properly swing through the streets
of Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Keith. The streets of Glasgow.
It doesn't
It
matter.
was described. Glasgow was described to me, if you can call it a view, by pilot.
It's not that bad, Glasgow, central Glasgow, although they do truly deep fry everything there. And the one and only time I ever tried deep fried Mars bar was in Glasgow. And it was fucking delicious.
I went to Glasgow, yeah, and when I went to Glasgow, I got a tour of a place called the Gorbals. The Gorbals is like the worst fucking estate that you could imagine.
know.
And it's strange that it was like kind of, I'm going to show you the best bits of Glasgow, including the Gorbals. And it's like, why would you do this? Why would you be proud of this? It's just so fucking odd.
It was cool seeing him doing that. I mean, if you haven't seen this, I suggest you go and Google this. But they've basically got this trailer that is a huge pylon, and it's got Tom Holland suspended from it, and he's pretending to swing. But he's on a harness, but he's then got sort of practical ropes, and he's swinging through. So he's doing the whole thing. But the fact is they're not doing it CGI, which is interesting. And it looks really good. Don't know what the story is yet, but it is cool, and the suit does look good, and I'm loving seeing it. Even if we don't know what the movie's going to be like, but it is cool. Anyway, sorry, just thought I'd add that. Move on.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something.
In a major development, Gina Carano and Disney, via its Star Wars arm Lucasfilm, have reached a settlement in the federal lawsuit stemming from her 2021 dismissal from The Mandalorian. The lawsuit, which was brought forward into 2024 citing wrongful termination and discrimination, has now officially been resolved, with both parties expressing interest in possible collaboration in the future. The case has been dismissed with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled. So, Gina Carano got fired from The Mandalorian because she put in her profile, this is part one, put in her profile as her, pronouns, beep, bop, boop. And then she put something there about treating people fairly, unlike what the Nazis did to people. And she got fired for having those views. Yes. She's... I hope she got a big payout. She had Elon Musk's lawyers, if I remember correctly. And his lawyers are fucking busy, I'll tell you that. If it isn't one thing, it's another thing. So she had that. She seems to have got a win. Seems to be a bit of common sense. Given the shit that Pedro Pascal puts out, putting people off of him as a brand and whatever he's attached to as a brand, if you saw half the stuff, that is,
it highlights Disney's hypocrisy. And, we've said this many, many times before, and I've been very, very vocal about this. Actors should act, right? They should shut the fuck up about their views because that's not their job, right? If you want to go into acting and you want to become really famous and get paid millions of dollars to the movie, then you've got to shut the fuck up and not tell people your views. You can have friends and you can discuss it with your friends, right? But what you don't do is post on social media. What you don't do is do all this, because at the end of the day, you are the face of these movies. Thousands of people work on these movies, and every time you shoot your fucking mouth off because you're dumb and stupid, you end up hurting lots of people, not just yourself, right? Gina Carano, what she posted was, she knew that it was going to be, I don't think there was anything wrong with it, but she knew at that point in time it was probably slightly provocative, but she shouldn't have posted it.
I remember us having this conversation, and you were like, "Oh no, you can't put those sort of things." And I was like,
"No, I said it wasn't. I said it wasn't clever, and I stand by that it wasn't clever. But I would say the same about Pedro Pascal. And I don't agree with Pedro.
Oh
Pascal,
no, hang on. The stuff that she put down versus what Pedro Pascal is tame.
Yes, but
here's absolutely tame.
I agree with you, but here's the thing. They didn't agree with what she put, so she got fired. And because they agree with Pedro, nothing happens, right? That is wrong, right? And that's where I have the problem. I don't think I don't think actors should say anything political. I think they should shut the fuck up and do their jobs, right? I don't care what side you're on. And it doesn't matter whether I agree or not. And I agree with what she put. I just didn't think it was particularly clever, right? And at the same time, I don't think what any of them say. The fact that Disney haven't fired Pedro Pascal, right, is exactly why they've just had to pay her a lot of money. Because she had a case, right? And the fact that they've said they're going to work with her again, because, it all went wrong for Star Wars. Well, it didn't. I mean, people are saying it did, but it was wrong before that. But it went wrong with the fucking Last Jedi. But they screwed over the Mandalorian.
It went wrong with the Force Awakens, Keith. It went wrong with the Force Awakens.
But they lost the fans with the Last Jedi.
You did, but go back and watch the Force Awakens and trust me.
Oh no, but that's hindsight. Right, now we hate it because of what happened. I suspect people would look at it.
I was an OG hater.
I know, and so was my mum.
You
both
and
on
Nigel
the
gave me so much shit for that.
Yes, but I think if The Last Jedi had been good, that film would have been more forgiven. You wouldn't have liked it, my mum wouldn't have liked it, and that's fine, right? But now,
Mum had taste. Your mum had taste.
But I still maintain that I don't think what she did was particularly bright. But at the same time, I say this about any actor.
She put a thing out about treating one another as human beings wasn't a right post when everyone's treating each other fucking horribly.
You knew it was going to be, because again it was political, and I don't think they should be.
I don't think it was political.
Yeah,
I think it was
you agree with it, right?
Because it was talking to human nature.
But I don't think it's not their job. They don't have a platform. Right, I agree with what she put, but I don't think they should be saying anything. I absolutely think it should now be put into contracts that they should shut the fuck up, right, and not put the films in jeopardy. Right, you look at that silly cow in Wicked. You look at all of these people that arguably tarnish movies, right, by posting political views, and they trade off the platform. They are actors. They are there to act, play characters, not themselves. Right? Now, I agree with what she wrote, and I don't think it's fair that what happened to her, especially when Pedro Pascal put what he put, like a couple of weeks later, and he didn't get fired. And arguably his was far more hate-filled, nasty, and vile. Right? And some of the stuff he's come out and said against, J.K. Rowling is wrong. Right? I don't like everything that J.K. Rowling says. But at the same time, Pedro Pascal should be fired based upon the fucking people that fired her. Because what she put was tame.
Have you seen Joaquin Phoenix's reaction to Pedro Pascal at that panel at Cannes?
No.
Oh, have you not seen that reaction where he's just sitting there and he's like, he says something like in this thing, and Joaquin Phoenix is like, shut the fuck up. This is not about. He looks at him like, shut the fuck up. This is nothing to do with the movie. Don't answer those questions, because I think Joaquin Phoenix has got probably a bit mental, but he's probably a bit more grounded than Pedro Pascal.
I'm fed up of activist actors and people that just use this. You're there to do a job. You're there to play a character. You're there to make believe. You're as Gary calls you, you're adult pretenders. Pretend. Shut up about your views. You're allowed to have views. You're allowed freedom, but in the job that you do, you should be careful what you say, because it doesn't just affect you, it affects thousands of others. If you decide so strongly that you believe in this, after you're done promoting the movie's been out there, then you can go off and say stuff. You might damage your career, but that's fine. If you strongly believe in this, I wonder how many of these fucking activists out there would never be activists again if they lost their jobs. I mean, they claim to care so passionately about this bullshit, right? And yet, given the choice between working and not working, how many of them would shut the fuck up?
So you have to remember that some are saying it because they want to work. They don't believe in it.
I know.
It's to quote Team America. She's acting. I think that some.
I am pleased for her. I'm glad that she won. She deserved to win. Disney deserved a bloody nose over this, because you cannot have, just because they seem to agree with Pedro and it's their kind of people, and Gina is not, because she's a Republican. Oh God, how dare she? Right? This is why your country's fucked, but I'm not going to go down that route. But
their country in comparison to my country is.
I'm not even going to go that route. But because I don't live there. But I'm glad she won. Don't get me wrong. I still, it's not I disagree with what she put, because I just don't think it was particularly clever. But I don't think she should have got fired over it compared to what Pedro said a couple of weeks later. That is wrong. And I'm glad she won.
I really don't get why they don't just do the HR thing, where they pull them to one side and say, for the next month, no posts on social media, please.
Well, it should be in a contract. It should be in a contract. You should be there. You promote the movie. You answer questions about the movie and only the movie, and that's what you should do. Like they used to do 20 years ago. Anyway.
Well, it's funny because I think social media killed the mystique of the film star.
Yes.
So
social media's got a lot to answer for.
You wouldn't know what they were like, and they would pretty much keep that stuff to themselves, and they'd have a mystique about them, which helped sell stuff. It was like kind of you could guess what people's political affiliations were, but outside that, nothing. And then they retire, and then they become political after they retired, but that was after they retired because they didn't want to alienate half the audience. What was it Michael Jordan said? Republicans buy bloody sneakers too. And he's correct. He's absolutely correct. And on that note, let's move to the next one. So let's have this.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!
Big news from a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Starfighter, the standalone film directed by Sean Levy, starring Ryan Gosling, has confirmed a new casting addition. Matt Smith, known for Doctor Who and House of Dragon, has been cast as a primary villain, joining Gosling and Mia Goth in the highly anticipated post-Rise of Skywalker adventure, scheduled to hit theatres in May of 2027. Going to be old. So, if they do this right, and I'm only saying this because I watched bloody Space Above and Beyond, they need to do the the Baron von Richthofen, I would say Chiggy von Richthofen, Baron von Richthofen style thing. Yeah, have the enemy ace pilot, and then you have your guy who's trying to take down said enemy ace pilot. That story works because it's two people, but the problem is you'd have to see it from both kind of angles, and if he is the the enemy ace, then yeah, because he could be the one that everyone's absolutely terrified of. Yeah, I think that would work. Sean Levy, good director, not great director, good director though. And poor Matt Smith was cut out of the Star Wars film that he filmed, because he was supposed to be some kind of weird cult thing that they removed that storyline completely. So yeah, it's good, and if they do it to just make it like a war story sort of thing, they can make it work. The problem is it has to be war story like Andor, not war story like as in like Obi-Wan, because that was a bit crap. But fine.
It was shit.
Crap.
I mean, it's shocking, but again, they haven't got anything Disney Plus-y Star Wars lined up at the moment, other than
Which is good.
season 2 of what's her face? There is a season 2 coming next year of what's her face? I've forgotten her name. Jedi Bird.
Space.
No,
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. That's it. Season 2.
Jedi Bird. I can see it now. Jedi Bird, episode 2. Jedi Bird has found Jedi mate.
I'm joking.
Jedi Bird. Keith, your geek card's been revoked.
I'm never good with names. Yeah, we've got Ahsoka season 2 coming, but if they're doing what I suspect they're doing, it might be good. Probably won't be, but it might be. We'll have to see. It was one of the more intriguing things in Clone Wars, and if they do it right, it could be quite good. Anyway, I'm glad that he's still getting work. I like Matt Smith, and he can play a damn good villain.
Yeah, he's one of those actors who shuts up.
He is, yes.
The closest he's got to saying anything that was like kind of political was when he was doing the pub quiz thing with Billy Piper during lockdown, and Billy Piper goes, "Have you watched any of the? Are you going to watch Doctor Who at Christmas? Because now they don't tend to do Christmas anymore, and it's a bit rubbish." That's what he said. It's funny that actually saying that. The funniest thing I think I heard was from the guy, what's his name, who played the Master, where he did a scene with the awful fella. He's got the most odd name. He was in Game of Thrones and Misfits. He's a good actor.
Yes, yes, I know who you mean. Yeah.
And he was sitting in the car with him, and he goes, "No, Doctor Who's gone shit." He goes, and he was just like completely agreeing with him, just like kind of, real word slipped out there, didn't it? And I'm like, oh, that's okay. That's a sideways jab at it. You shouldn't really do it, but it made me laugh.
But it's funny. I mean, I've come around to still sort of probably thinking that Matt Smith is my favourite Doctor. It takes me a while to agree with you, Gareth, but I often do.
Matt Smith's my favourite Doctor, but Peter Capaldi was the best actor to play the Doctor.
Yes, no, I give you that. But I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
What's next, good sir? Are we done on the stories? I can't remember.
We're done on the stories. It's time to look at the comments. So let's break out the music. There we go. So, I'm crikey,
Go on then.
So the missus was in here first, and first thing she said was, "I've watched all 6 episodes of Wednesday." It's only 6.
It's 4 episodes, I think, and then there's another 4 in a couple of weeks. September the 2nd.
And there's Steve. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
There's Nigel.
Oh, he missed the ginger jokes.
Once you go ginger,
as if on cue.
I'm going to be honest with you. I did screen cap it and send it to him.
Fair.
Yeah, he's talking about Strange New Worlds being really bad. So yeah, there you go. Look, Strange New Worlds being really bad. We've been meaning to do this. Star Trek Continues.
I need to watch it. I do need to watch it.
Yeah. There's Nigel's review. This is Nigel's review of Jurassic Park Rebirth.
It's all right.
Yeah, it was all right. Obligatory jump scares, T-Rex and the weird hybrid dino. And bad guys getting eaten. Yeah, okay. To be fair, the jump scares were for my wife yelping. I always find that I never jump at the proper jump scare. I always jump at the lame jump scare. So now when they're moving through like a thing and you've got the monster behind the door and then someone knocks something and that falls. That's the bit that makes me jump. When the monster comes out, I'm fine.
Nigel, your wife like mine, where she'll jump scare and then she'll hit you because for some reason it's your fault.
Oh, Laurie's in. Hi, Laurie.
Hi, Laurie. I did it.
It's funny because Keith's not even on the Nigel's not even on the podcast and he's doing it. Nor is Steve and he's doing it. Tanith also. And they're planning trips again. And then it's like Jonathan Archer is back. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. I would like to think that.
I think that's real. I mean, I think that could actually happen. If they got their heads on, and they saw how people reacted to Picard season 3, then yes. And the other thing that you should really fucking do is make Legacy. Terry Metalis will be free in 2027. There you go. Bring him in.
I just want to point out. Sorry, we've got Captain Archibald. Sorry, I'm getting shit from the Twitch channel because it's like kind of we're on Twitch as well, and the Twitch chat is no longer integrated with this, which is annoying as all hell. So I'm not seeing only seeing the YouTube comments. So where was I? Gareth knows. I told him about Michelle Gomez. Yes, she did. Watched the video of Tom Holland swinging. It looked very cool. But it was in Glasgow, though.
Oh, yeah, but it's dressed up as New York.
How does that work?
Well, they've got the American flags out and stuff. Watch it. It does look good. And he looks like he's having a lot of fun. And I was surprised it was Tom Holland. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So,
Rat House lost the lawsuits. Gina's response to the victory. Yeah, she must. I'm hoping she did. So, yeah, that's good. So, there you go. Look, you saw on Twitch with Echo. And I can see them in the chat. And they're complaining that I'm ignoring the chat, but it's not appearing in the chat here. So
it's not showing here because if you're taking the piss out of him, trust me, I wouldn't be ignoring it. So we got Nigel. Matt Smith is pretty good at villains, methinks. I'm going to say. So I started watching Doctor Who when Smith took over. It started to lose me with Capaldi after the first season. Okay, cool. Got to wait for September for the rest. That's Wednesday, I'm assuming we're talking about there. September 2nd, 10.
Alright. We're pestering you guys on Twitch. I can see a chat, but I can't access it from inside.
I can't see it, unfortunately, so come pester him here.
Yes. You kind of need to fix the Twitch chat. Yes. And there's Echo. I'm surprising you didn't do something stupid and go. He strikes and then he leaves, which is a gag that only streamers will get, which I was doing on Friday. And on that note, let's close the comments down and let's go on to our trailers. Got 2 trailers this week. One's for a TV show that I like. And I don't know if you watched it, Keith.
No, I thought it was a gimmick thing.
Did you not watch it?
No, I thought it was gimmicky.
Did you not watch it? Oh, you should have watched it.
Okay, maybe I should watch it.
Go back and watch it. Trust me. So this is 007 Road to a Million Season 2.
It's the Golden Eye Dam.
Hell yeah.
No way. Oh.
They're doing Golden Eye. Yeah.
I'm sending you around the world on a series of missions. You will be competing against each other for the chance to win £1 million. Eliminate the competition. Master the gadgets. And find your inner bond. If you lose, you'll be up to it.
Is everything okay, darling?
Only the best
No.
make it to the end.
Oh, fuck.
This is horrific.
Don't look To your right is a shark.
Oh, fucking hell.
Remove the scorpions by their tail.
So I think you should do it.
Okay, so what are you going to do then?
All right, well, you might have sold me on this.
Yeah,
It looks a bit more
watched-
like Race Around the World, which I quite like. So.
Yes, but with lots of James Bond twists, and the settings are fantastic. And yeah, there was one that I think had to measure a snake, and I'm like, oh fuck that! I wouldn't. Oh no.
Snakes I can deal with. Tarantulas, no.
Oh, no, see, for me, it's I can't. Me no do no snake, and it's got
You
nothing.
wouldn't
it's
like
weird,
what
'cause
I
it's
had
like-
in the house a few months ago. Then.
Fucking hell! It's weird because the thing about snakes that I don't like is not the slithery aspect, which seems to be the one that bothers. It's the biting. It's that strike and bite. That's the bit that bugs me.
You do realise you're saying this all while in the background is a fucking great big cobra.
It's a drawing of
there
a
is
cobra.
there is some irony there, Gareth.
It's a picture, not an actual cobra. Okay, all right. So this one piqued my interest. Yeah. So let's see what do you think of this one.
I'll come in here, Echo. He can't ignore you. I'll make sure of it.
Yes.
Mortal Kombat.
Uno mas, thanks.
You're Johnny Cage. I loved Citizen Cage when I was a kid.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
They should do a reboot.
Nobody wants that. Shit went out in the 90s. Johnny Cage, you have been chosen to fight.
Tell me you're not some crazy fans. How are you doing that?
Are you coming or what?
Where the hell am I?
It's called Mortal Kombat. It's a fighting tournament. To the death.
Fuck that.
Right. I'm just going to ask: are you picturing him as Billy Butcher?
Yes, but it works in this. And I
Yeah.
got something to admit. I really like the first one.
The one that they did during COVID. Yeah. Same here.
This is a war for the fate of your world.
You dickheads in or what?
I'm not some champion. I don't have transformer arms or shoot lightning bolts. This shit's got nothing to do with me. I'm an actor.
I find you annoying.
Not the face.
There's a war going on outside. You can run, but you can't hide forever, ever.
It's time.
Oh, okay, now it's cool. It's got him in it.
He's Scorpion.
All right, you big ugly fuck. It's showtime.
I've got a sneaking suspicion I'm going to like this just as much as I like the first one.
Get over here!
Only the strong survive.
Finish him!
Are you shitting me? You don't have any powers?
Just incredibly handsome.
I'll leave it there. I like that. It's I like the first one. I watched it over what do you call it? Over COVID. It worked. I didn't think that they had a newer character in there which they used it to introduce the world to. And I think they're doing the same with Johnny Cage here to kind of put the thing. So it's all right. But Angel's made a comment. It's not Schindler's List. I fucking hope not. But it fits in that bracket with Transformers and Fast and the Furious and the Mission Impossible films where it's just supposed to entertain you.
It was very entertaining, the first one. Didn't I beat you at this game? Was this the game that I beat you at? And then,
No,
retired?
that was
Successfully.
the DC one.
I'm sure. Yeah, we do play Mortal Kombat as well. Because I played those fighting games, and then when I beat you, I stopped playing.
You just beat me once. I beat you like 50 fucking times. I beat you. That's it, one. That's it. Go away.
You only remember the last victory, and the last victory is the most important one. See.
I still haven't forgiven you for killing that elephant in Far Cry. You ran an elephant across a land minefield in Far Cry.
Do you know? I still think that's the most fun you and I have ever had in a video game.
Yeah, we need to play some more together.
I still laugh back at what the fuck are you doing? The Star Trek one, beep beep beep.
Padoing!
Yeah. Padoing, that was it.
Use your padoings. Crikey, yes.
We don't play video games well, and that's what's funny. But I beat you out again. Yeah, that's not important, Tanith, right? Is I beat him one time. The fact that he beat me like 50 times before doesn't matter. He's the better video game.
That's you yelling Wonder Woman.
I go back to the trailer though. I actually really like the look of that trailer. I will be there for that.
Yeah, me too. I've been to the cinema so much in the last 2 weeks.
Well, that's because you're catching up. Well, I mean, if you would go off on holiday for like 3 weeks, right? You missed all of the, movies. I'm going to be interested to see what your opinion of Jurassic Park is and what you think is the best of the summer blockbusters. Because I have my opinion. Okay. I saw Jurassic World this week. I saw it on streaming. But funny enough, they've just opened up a official Jurassic World tour thing here. It opened this weekend. I'm not going this weekend, but they have got the same kind of Velociraptor thing that you guys did in Disney, and I've got to go and do it because I just want to freak out my wife. Eat her first. I think it'll be very funny, and there is something about Velociraptors. Ever since I saw that Robot Chicken 1 Velociraptor 2, they just make me laugh. They don't scare me. I wonder if I will get scared when I actually have. But they just make me laugh. I think it still makes me laugh in the video when it's perfectly okay with you. It's almost like, should I eat her? Yeah, eat her.
yeah. It was a bit, because I think I was more reacting to the fact that Tanith was reacting, if that makes any sense. But coming back to the Mortal Kombat trailer, I'm gonna go and watch that. Is it like you have to go and see? No, it's not. But if you want something fun, silly, yeah, go watch something fun.
But again, I think you're going to be entertained by it. It's kind of like what I said about, it's one of those. I think leave your brain in a jar at the door and go in and have fun. And that it very much looks like that. But the thing is, I think I'm going to enjoy it. I enjoyed the first one. I genuinely did enjoy the first one. Was it like, as Angel put it, Schindler's List? No, but it's not meant to be. It's meant to be entertaining, fun, and an unashamedly boyish movie, which everybody can enjoy. And Hollywood don't make many of those anymore. So, that's what the fucking movie's for. Go and get fat on popcorn and watch an entertaining movie. Who knew that sells tickets? Anyway. Talking of movies.
Shall we talk? Do you want to talk about Naked Gun, or do you want to talk Jurassic Park?
Well, you've seen Naked Gun. Yes. Let's do Jurassic Park first, because I haven't seen Naked Gun, and I have seen Jurassic Park probably this week. So, yes. What did you think?
Okay. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid, but entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, Site C was like, how many bloody islands did InGen buy? I mean, I can almost buy the whole Site B concept, but now we're on to Site C. That being said, I kind of liked the characters a bit in this. I kind of liked... I kind of like Scarlett Johansson. I liked the captain dude. I like the fact that he survived. because I was a bit gutted when I thought he had sort of like, sacrificed himself. But I mean, again, the thing is, it was a dinosaur movie. It had lots of dinosaurs. It had the breathtaking moment when the two dinosaurs were getting jiggy with it, and it had beautiful sort of Costa Rican islands. What more could you want? It was better than Jurassic Park 3, and it was better. I liked this more than the last two Jurassic World movies.
I think I liked it more than the last two. I think I would have preferred the characters from those movies in this movie, if that makes any sense. Owen would have been much better, miles more entertaining, and Bryce Dallas Howard would have worked because they kind of bounce off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have worked. There is one. I have to go back and watch again because there's a continuity error where this sounds awful. I noticed that they seem to the captain, the dinosaur expert, and Scarlett Johansson seem to change costumes when they're going off the Quetzalcoatlus. Having Nigel say that on a fucking audiobook. Yeah, Quetzalcoatlus. It's like, how do I say it again, Gareth? Quetzalcoatlus. Keep saying it, Nigel. Keep saying it. Maybe you should go out for a walk and you can say it on the walk. Quetzalcoatlus. They're trying to get the bits for the Quetzalcoatlus. They seem to be dressed differently. Which I think was like, oh, maybe they refilmed that at one point. The some bits that were fucking annoying. One, they bought one gun.
Yeah.
For an island full of thingies, and then they lost it right at the beginning.
Yeah.
One fucking gun. Yeah. The thing with the Snickers wrapper at the beginning.
Yeah.
Fuck me sideways. They could have just had it an electrical fall. That kind of detracted from the whole thing and made me go, huh? For a good chunk of the movie, which it shouldn't have done. Did I like the cast? For the cast engaging and nice and charismatic? Yep. I did think that they I feel that they kind of crowbarred the family in there a bit. Here's the family. Then the family go away. Then we meet back up with the family, if that makes any sense.
Yes. But I can see again why this did well at the cinema, because it was dinosaurs and kids love dinosaurs. And there was a lot of dinosaurs in the movie. And there were new dinosaurs in the movie, dinosaurs we hadn't really seen before, like the great big fucking ones with the weird long tails, which I'd, never seen before. We had seen seen sea dinosaurs before, so that was nothing new. But it was all right. It wasn't like stellar. It wasn't the most entertaining thing. I agree with you on the whole Snickers wrapper thing. But I didn't. I went in there with no expectations, so I don't think it wound me up as much as it potentially wound you up. But I thought it was a bit stupid. But then there's a lot of things in Jurassic World movies that have been a bit stupid. To be honest, I haven't really liked a Jurassic World movie since Jurassic World. The second one was terrible. The third one was slightly better, but still not great. This one was probably the best one since Jurassic World in some ways, because it was more on an island again and just with dinosaurs.
Yeah, can I ask you something? Do you want to watch a film which is like an action film where it's a dinosaur fucking bloodbath and you've got machine guns and everything, and it's more akin to Aliens than it is to Jurassic Park? Do you think that would work better? Because I think that I would pay money to see that. A running gun battle. Because you know that the fucking dinosaurs wouldn't stand a chance against properly armed people. And the question is when they're going to run out of ammunition rather than will the dinosaurs win?
Yeah. I mean, I just don't know if that would work. But if you're going to do it, this was the kind of premise you would do it in, where you've got these genetically modified dinosaurs or hybrid dinosaurs, which are much harder than the originals. But the T-Rex still made an appearance. The raptors made a kind of comical appearance, which that bit did make me giggle. And look, it wasn't a terrible movie. Scarlett Johansson was pretty good. She looked good in it. That always works.
Do you sitting there going, is she wearing a bra? Was that the question you were thinking? sure she is, but yeah.
It worked.
Scarlett Johansson's tits beat Fantastic Four and Superman.
Yeah.
Forget the dinosaurs. It's Johansson's boobs. Boobs always win. Boobs
but do you
find
know
a
what?
way.
My favourite film, by a way, having watched most of these except Superman twice now with one film night, I really enjoyed Brad Pitt's F1. And it's his, do you know, it's his highest grossing film of all time.
Is it? And it's not even a proper film. It's like an Apple thing. And they only put it in the cinema to keep the actors happy.
It's grossed over 600 million. It's done quite well. F1. I quite enjoyed Brad Pitt's F1. Probably more, but I thought Jurassic Park was good. I thought it wasn't like stellar.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Of all the films I've seen, the one that I walked out of and I enjoyed that the most was The Naked Gun. I was in the cinema. I think I was the only person laughing in the cinema, which didn't help. Yeah, you never want to be watching a comedy and you're the only person laughing because you feel like a fucking lunatic. But I hadn't seen a comedy at the cinema in ages, so it had that novelty factor to it, which I will put into it. Liam Neeson played it brilliantly because you're supposed to play it seriously, regardless of whatever stupid lines or things going on. Yeah, you're supposed to play it thingy. There's some bits in there that just made me laugh. The body cam footage joke. Yeah, the body cam footage joke was fucking hilarious with the chili dogs, where he's in his car and he eats a chili dog, and then they fast forward and it's like 40 minutes later and he breaks into a coffee shop with a gun and tells the customers to fuck off because he needs the toilet. Had me in fucking hysterics. There's a Pamela Anderson in it. It's quite funny. She has two bits that made me fucking burst out laughing. It starts off, he's doing an interview because, would you like to take a chair? And it's like, oh no, I've got chairs at home. Yeah. And then she's leaving, she goes, actually, I will take the chair. And she just grabs a chair and she just unceremoniously drags it through the police building and just smashes it into a load of coppers out the door. And she delivers it like she's being serious, which is great. And then the bit where she's in this club and she's like, kind of, I'll distract them and you go and get the files, yeah? And it's like, I will sing. I will sing. And I'm expecting her to sing and something funny, and she doesn't. And and she just goes into like this weird jazz scat thing that sounds like complete bollocks. Fucking hilarious. It is so funny, and I'm like, I'm actually thinking about going to see it again. Every time I talk about it, I've got a big fucking smile on my face, which the other films haven't done. I would probably turn around and say Superman would be the next film I liked on that. I liked Superman. It's just that if nicer, brighter, hopeful, more heroic, colourful, that sort of thing. It's stupid, yep. Jurassic Park is stupid, yep. Fantastic Four is stupid, yep. Naked Gun is stupid, but it's stupid because it's supposed to be stupid, and that's what kind of gave me the appeal for the film. And I think that might be how it won. All the films were stupid, but only one was intended to be stupid. The coffee cup gag, all the way through it. Every time him and the other police officers come somewhere, they go, here you go, cup of coffee. And they keep handing them coffee everywhere they go. There's a bit where he's doing like a monologue in the car, and then all of a sudden he's driving down the road and his hand just comes in and hands him a cup of coffee. It's like, yep, sure. And it was, I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. And yeah, it's...
Is it in vein of Police Academy? Is it that kind of slapstick, stupid comedy?
Yeah, definitely. The only bit that I didn't like was probably the music, because I was expecting to have that kind of Naked Gun, Police
Does
Squad.
Does it not play the?
It does. It plays it at the beginning and the end, but the rest of the thing sounds like standard movie fare, if that makes any sense. And that's that's the one thing I can say quite definitively I didn't like about it. You've got C.H. Pounder as the head, the captain. She does a good job. You've got Stingray from Cobra Kai. He does a good job. And I think it's in the trailer, and it's the first laugh that he got from me from the film, because he goes in, he does his thing, and it's like 100 bad guy arrested, this, that, and the other. and he goes in and he does the thing where he's talking to the picture of his dad, and then it cuts to all the other people talking, and then you got the black guy. He looks up and it's O.J. Simpson. He went, "No, we ain't doing this." That was my first laugh.
That made me
was my
laugh
first.
in the trailer.
I forgot that. That got the first big proper audible chuckle out of me, and then had a good other chuckles. Was I laughing all the way throughout the film? No. There is a mad bit in the middle with the snowman, but you have to watch it with the evil possessed snowman. But hey, we'll get there at one point. But I think we should wrap it up. I think
because we're well, I'm glad you enjoyed Naked Gun. I will try and watch that at some point. I will try and see that. But yeah, we got to do some Deep Space Nine next week. We got to talk about it because
I know you've almost watched the entire series
because I'm loving it, and you just that first episode. It felt like I was home, and it brings back good memories.
Chewie, we're home.
But it felt a bit like that. It felt like a return to familiar, and I'd have forgotten how much I like those characters, and I do. I genuinely liked the characters. All of them had elements that I genuinely liked, and I'd forgotten how much I liked them. And again, not watching it for so long, coming back to it, going, swearing that the fact that you were right.
Told you.
But I've loved it. I've really enjoyed it. And that's probably why I've stuck with it.
Sorry, the comment hasn't popped up, so I can't highlight it yet in the feed. There we go. A little on the slow side. It's good. I will get round to watching some Deep Space Nine when I get a chance. It's I think it might be one of those things that pop in on in the background, just to keep me entertained. So what is the next 2-parter after bloody
the Marquee
thingy? The Marquee. I'll watch the Marquee.
It's actually a reasonably decent one. But I mean, we'll talk about it. Talk about it next week. I'll try and finish off the first part of season of Wednesday, and we'll talk about that next week. Because I enjoyed the first episode of Wednesday season 2. I quite like Wednesday, though. I thought the first season was good. So I will watch that and finish that off. There's quite a few things I've got to catch up on because I've been watching and loving and enjoying Deep Space Nine, which is rather sad in some ways, but I've been loving it. So yeah, anyway, as always, thank you to everybody in the chat. Good to see you, Nige. Good to see you, Biffa. Good to see you, Angel and Echo. Carry on giving him grief. And yes, we will have to arrange a time to do some gaming.
I'm gonna say good to see you, Steve, Nigel, Steve and Nigel and Tanith, just because I think you missed them out.
I was about to say that. I did say Nigel, and I did say Biffa. I did say sorry, Steve. Everyone in the chat, everyone. Tanith's always here, and I just need to respond to one comment. Yeah, because we were really paying attention to the back of her. Anyway, thanks everybody. See you next week.
Bye bye. Wave, Keith. Wave now. Wave.